Here, the floor of it is level land, not like the river's bed. The bed of a river is uneven. So they used a canal for doing this experiment. Clear? The name of the experiment, Bedford level experiment. What did they do? They took 3 poles, same size. Clear? 3 poles of the same size, and in the bed of the canal, on the bed of the canal like this, the poles were fixed on the ground. Remember, the base of a canal is not plastered, only leveled. Clear? The distance between the poles was the same. They were kept 5 kilometers apart. I think I'm telling you the right distance. Yes. 5 kilometers far apart they were kept. All were of the same size. And then from a certain point, from here, this side, the poles were viewed to see whether they looked the same height or whether there was any difference. And what did they notice? Though the same size of poles had been taken, the central one appeared longer. And the reason is because even though to us the canal seems to be flat surface, but actually the shape of the earth is like this. Clear? That is why the middle pole appears longer. It was not longer, it was the same size, but it appeared longer. This experiment also proved that the earth is a sphere. Clear? So, how many have we completed so far? 7. The 8th one, effect of gravity. This you simply note down. The weight of any object, you can write it down. The weight of any object in any part of the earth is the same. This is because of the effect of gravitational pull. This is because of the effect of gravitational pull. If the earth had been flat, the gravitational pull would not have been evenly distributed. Clear? So this has not been mentioned in the book, but I have added it on. Then we come to Earth as a member of the solar system. You can call it a very, very logical proof. It is very, very logical. Members of the same family have similarities. They look alike. Some similarities are there. Now, solar system, right from the beginning, the astronomers, the geographers and scientists used to see through the telescopes, the planets. And what did they find? All the planets are spherical. Clear? If Earth is a member of the solar family, it is always has to be same size, same shape, not same size, sorry, same shape. Clear? So because it is a member of the solar system, that is why Earth also is a spherical body. And the last proof, the most modern proof, which we cannot argue against, any picture of the earth taken from space, any picture, we can call them aerial pictures, space photographs, any picture of the earth which has been taken from space has very, very clearly shown that the earth is a sphere. Clear? So, big portion of the first chapter are all these proofs. Your main purpose when you study the chapter is you should be able to explain these proofs, preferably drawing diagrams. Without a diagram, your explanations become very lengthy. So try and explain with the help of a diagram. Take down a few questions which you should be able to answer. The first question, how can you prove that the earth is a sphere by the angle of the pole star? Another question. Define the term circumnavigation. Define the term circumnavigation. And state its importance. And state its importance. And one more for your assignment. With the help of a labeled diagram, with the help of a labeled diagram, explain the Bedford level experiment. Explain the Bedford level experiment. And now coming to the last portion of the chapter where the cycles have been mentioned. I briefly explained to you the importance. I have told you already, starting with your nutrition cycle. Now, you may have studied it in a different form in the junior classes. Some terms you need to revise with the nutrition cycle, starting with producers, which are also known as autotrophs. And everyone knows plants are food producers. They are our food factory. All types of plants, they manufacture food. Then, the consumers that we have, I think you know them, starting with herbivores. These are plant eaters. Then we have carnivores, flesh eaters, and omnivores. I am not going into the details because you have studied all of these and will be studying it again in biology. So these are our plant producers or manufacturers of food. These are the eaters, the consumers. Amongst these, man is termed as a heterotroph. Heterotroph. He is at the top of the nutrition cycle. Nutrition cycle is a food chain. In the environment, in nature, it has been made in such a way, created in such a way, everything is interlinked. The living things are all interdependent. They depend upon each other somehow or the other, and they are dependent on non-living things. Like plants need the soil to grow on. In the soil, they would need the typical or favorable climatic conditions. Clear? Without that, they can't grow. So, living, non-living, everything is interlinked. Here, this is mainly the food chain. Man, who is called the heterotroph, is right on top of the food chain. Clear? One more term you should be knowing here are the decomposers. Decomposers, the technical term for them is saprotrophs. So these are the terms, please remember, in the food chain, the nutrition cycle, all interlinked. Any imbalance here, different parts of the food chain suffers, and the balance in the environment is affected. So this is one cycle. No other planet has the nutrition cycle operating. After this is the carbon cycle. Basically, cycle means taking from the atmosphere, returning back to the atmosphere. Clear? Carbon is found in every living creature, in everything. And from where are we getting this carbon? From carbon dioxide in that air. Plants, through or for the purpose of photosynthesis, remember this, you have studied photosynthesis, they take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. If they were not taking in carbon dioxide, the earth would have burst with global warming. Large amounts of carbon dioxide are removed by plants, and then it is returned back. How? Through respiration. When we breathe, we are giving out carbon dioxide. When we are burning fossil fuels, Whether we are burning in a fire form, or whether we are burning in the engine of a car or any vehicle, it is again going back as carbon dioxide. When anything is decomposing, clear, through decomposition also, carbon dioxide is released back. So, cycle means one full circle is completed, taking from the atmosphere, giving it back. And all creatures, living, non-living, interdependent, they are helping in their own way. Nitrogen is again the same thing, nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is taken from the air by plants and brought to the soil. And please remember, nitrogen is very good a fertilizer. Clear? And then from the soil, again it is released back. Similarly, with what else are we left with? Oxygen. Oxygen and carbon dioxide function together. We breathe in oxygen and we release carbon dioxide, and plants do just the reverse. So all these cycles, basically what are they doing? Maintaining balance in the ecosystem. If the ecosystem is balanced, living on the earth is comfortable. If there is imbalance, living becomes very, very uncomfortable. We face problems like global warming. Clear? So it was an easy chapter. That is why I finished it in one stretch only. And just one more thing, write down the definition of the biosphere. The last bit. The definition of the biosphere, you can take down a small figure also. You'd show the land, water, and air like this. And this portion, where the three are coinciding, this is their interactive zone. This is your biosphere, zone of life. And remember its dimensions, it is 15 kilometers, approximately. For everything it's approximately. This is land, this is air, this is water. Lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, where all three are meeting. If they are away from each other, it is not biosphere. They are interacting. This is the most comfortable zone for living creatures. It covers a distance of 15 kilometers from the highest point till the deepest point in the oceans. Okay, so that much. All these terms are important. You have to revise and relearn the evidences and the terms. So, thank you for today.